Hello, so this video is going to be on the advanced cross. So the difference between the advanced cross and the beginner's method cross is that you're actually, for the beginner's method, is if you know the beginner's method, you're supposed to get all the white edges to the yellow center first. So it'll be like this. And then after you get it to the yellow center, you would then move it each edge one by one down into the bottom layer for it to have the white cross. But the thing about the advanced cross is that you just go straight into the bottom layer. So like this. As you can see, I got the white cross, but I never went to the yellow center. The reason why you would want to learn this in the first place is because, you know, going from the yellow center, bringing all of them back down one by one, that is frankly pretty slow in the grand scheme of things. And this is the first step of the Rubik's Cube, of solving the Rubik's Cube, so you might as well learn how to do it faster, you know what I'm saying? So for this video, there isn't actually going to be any algorithms because since you're solving the cross, nothing on the cube is solved yet. So, you know, you have a whole lot of freedom with the moves you want to do. So there isn't a specific algorithm that will solve the cross every single time. So here we just have the scramble we're going to use for this example. And just so you guys know, when you do a scramble like this, you always want white on front or white on the top and green in the front. And then you just follow the algorithm. And it should look something like this. As you can see, this also has a cool little preview. Now, this is a pretty simple example of the cross. And since, as you remember from the beginner's method, we're supposed to be bringing all the pieces to the yellow center. But if we could just skip that step and go straight to the bottom, that will be a lot faster. Now, as you can see, we're just gonna do white cross. So the white edges are right here, and these two right here, and green in the top layer. Now, how I would solve this is, as you can see, blue is one move away from the bottom layer. And then if you were to look at a normal cube, the main things you want to pay attention to is how the color scheme of the cube works. So just for this example, if we want to put this blue edge next to the orange edge, if we were to look at a solved cube, as you can see, the blue edge, or this blue edge, is to the right of the orange edge. Now, as you can see, it's already oriented for us, but for example, if it was back here, if we were to move it down, as you can see, blue would not be to the right of orange. So we would have to do a D2 and then bring it down so that it will be next to each other. Now, you don't actually have to solve each piece and then bringing it back to its like actual spot. You could do that all at the very end. Now, right here, I would do this red edge next. Now, to place the red edge, you can figure this out in two ways. Since orange is here, there's always going to be red to the opposite of orange. So as you can see, the orange edge, and then across the cube, this edge right here, it is red. So just keeping that in mind, if we were to put this to the opposite side of red would go here in one move. So that means to have orange to the opposite, we would need to move orange over here. So we just do a D, and then we move this red edge down. As you can see, red is now opposite to orange. And then if we were to just look this way, with white on the bottom, blue to the left of blue, to the left of blue is orange, and then to the right of blue is red. And now we just have one piece left, and that's just this green edge right here. And it's one move away. And the green edge would have to be, if we were to look on this, the green edge is to the left of the orange edge. So we should just move this, do a D to get orange to be on the right of green, and then we just do an R prime here. And now this, we just happen to solve all of them at the same time on the very last move, but this will not happen every single time. I have another example here for you, and here's the scramble if you want to follow along. Now the main thing about this one is I want to show how you can use other edges, solving other edges to set up the next edge. So for this, as you can see, we already have orange in the bottom layer, and then red is right here, and blue and green are in the middle layers right here. Now, if you remember from this cube, if we want to bring this this blue piece into the bottom layer, it would have to be to the right of orange, because as you can see, orange to the right of orange is blue. Right now, if we were to bring blue down, it would not be correct. So if we were to do a D2 here, bring orange to the left of blue, and we'll bring blue down. Now before we do that, as you can see, when we move blue down, red's in the bottom layer here. And when we move blue, it actually sets up red to be to the right of blue. And so we can just move this down like this to the bottom layer. As you can see, to the left of blue, just looking at the edge colors right now, is orange, which is correct. And then to the right of blue is red, which is correct. And we only have one edge piece left, which is green right here. So then we can just move the empty slot below green and then do a V to bring the green to the bottom layer and then align the cross. One last example here. Here's the scramble again. Now, as you can see, I just want to go over how in the previous example, we were showing how you can move pieces that affect the bottom layer for the next one, but this is the same concept for the top layer as well. So for this one, as you can see, blue is already in the bottom right here, and then there's red, orange, and green. Now here, I would start doing red right now. So as you can see, blue's already down, and if we want to put red next to blue, red would be to the right of blue. So we need to move blue to the left of red. So as you can see, blue will be here, and then when we move red down, it will be to the right of blue. Now before we do this, as you can see, green is in the top layer right here, and it's on the sides, so it's not facing up. So if we were to move this to the same side as red, since we're moving red down already, so we move red down, and as you can see, we have set up the green piece to go right into the bottom layer, and to the right of red is green, so that we can just insert green. So if we do that again, as you can see, red is here. We're moving the green side to the same side as red, since we're already moving down red. If you were to do this normally, you would already have to do an R prime, or if this is on the right side, you have to do an R prime and then an F to insert it in. But if you were to do on the left side, you would have to do a left prime and then insert it in with this. So if you're going to do these moves already, might as well save some time and do it while you're solving another piece. So if we were to bring this down with the red piece, and then we were to insert it together, as you can see, it's now solved like this, and we just have one last edge left, which is orange, and then orange is to the right of green. If you were to look at this, as you can see, orange is to the right of green, so we can just move the edge to the right of green, and then do an R2 to bring this in, and then align the cross. Okay, so I lied. I want to give one more example that is a little more complicated than the other ones I showed you, because the other ones I showed you were pretty easy, and not every cross is going to be as easy as those. So here's the scramble I'm going to be using for this. So just looking for the edges right now, as you can see, there's edge here, 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 and there's an orange one right here. Now there doesn't really seem to be a very intuitive way to get these edges down. As you can see, we have green and orange, they're both one away from this slot to be in the bottom layer, and blue is in the same layer as them, so if we were to move any one of them, blue would be affected, and then red is in the bottom layer. Now the way I would solve this first is I would do this blue edge first, and the reason why is because if we were to do blue, bring blue down, if we were to bring blue down, we would get red, we would set up red. So if we bring blue down here and we set up red with it, so we do an F move, and then red is now set up with blue, so we do an R prime. And as you can see, we also accidentally put in green here. But as you can see, we have orange, and orange goes to the left of blue just by looking at if you don't know the color scheme yet. So we can just do an L2, and then we can move the cross over and then do another L2 to solve the green.